to incorporate for the lake, how much of that is within the city limits and how much of that is not? Because you'll have to incorporate that into the city, if for this project, I would think. So what's the?
Well, that's another thing. Exactly what we're going to incorporate and what we're not going to incorporate. That's going to come from the feasibility study. Now, I know that there are possible concerns about people's property being incorporated, and there are all kinds of ways to do innovative annexation. One of the prime examples of that is back in the 90s when Richwood legalized alcohol sales and Monroe did not. I remember areas in Balkanville where just the store became a part of Richwood because Mayor Harris drew really innovative annexation lines. The other people in Balkanville didn't want to be a part of Richwood, but that one store, so that it could sell alcohol on Sunday, became a part of Richwood. So there are ways that annexation lines can be drawn to avoid people's property.
But now, regardless of what we say, the town council got the final say, right? That's what I'm talking about. It don't matter what we're talking about. The town council got to vote on this. If they pass it, it's gone.
They're basing their decision based upon what we talk about, though.
We put the town council on the spot.
May I ask one question? You were talking about this company's funding. They're going to put up their money to do the feasibility study. Then they're going to apply for grants to reimburse themselves? Is that what you're saying? Or is that money that they're going to get reimbursed, would that be given to them once the lake and stuff goes in?
They're going to secure the money to do the project. They're going to
the actual lake.
The actual lake, the actual development, the whole
Okay.
development.
All right, I got you. What if they're doing this feasibility study and they can't do it? Are they just out that money?
Yep.
That's how confident they are.
How confident they are what?
They're going to put the lake project.
That the lake is going to go in.
That we are fighting.
Okay, all right. If they're how can they be confident already if they hadn't done the feasibility study?
No, listen. They're confident in the fact that they can raise the funds to get the project done if everything goes the way it should. But they're willing to take the risk to pay for the feasibility study.
They're willing to risk $1.8 million. That's going to be a good thing. Wow.
Got more money.
Bucks that something's going to be.
One of the things that the financial collapse of 2008 taught us is that there's a lot of money out there that corporations have that they invest every day. And anybody can tell you that a lot of grant writers, when they write grants, what they do is that when they write the grant, they write their fees into the grant.
I understand it. I write grants
right.
in council.
So,
I understand it.
So that's similar to what the company's willing to do.
Well, I would imagine that the administrative costs would be included in the cost of the grant, correct?
Right.
I mean, any grant, when you usually write it, you have to put your overhead, you have to put your budget, you have to put the expenditures, and all of that should be, whether win, lose, or draw,
Right.
they should still receive their allocated funds.
Right, but they're willing to put up $1.8 million of their own money and not even know that they're going to be able to get it back. That doesn't make any sense.
Ma'am, that's a business. When you go into business, the goal is to make a profit. You know, when you're making a profit, you're going to take risks. I'm pretty sure, Ms. Harborough, with Kuipers, y'all take risks every day, but you make profit also. That's part of the business.
That's called venture capital.
Yeah.
You can't tell them how to run their business.
I'm not telling them how to run the business. I just find that odd that they're willing to. $1.8 million is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
For a little bitty small town in the middle of nowhere, they're going to take a chance. I mean, I'm with you. That's fine.
Let me bring something to your attention. When Turkey Property Point was developed, the following year, the revenue of the parish went up by $1 million.
When you get through building all
Excuse me? Excuse me?
When they get through building the camps on the lake, a lot of that will drop back. Go around Lake St. John, look around. Talk to the hardware stores down there. Once they get those camps built, the building is about over, you know. And
I just wanted to point that factor out.
Yeah,
I just don't think it brings in the money.
I understand
and
what
the
you're saying. I
dollars
guess
that
maybe
y'all
in my little small town mentality, 1.8 million is a lot of money to take a chance on. We're gonna put this up, and we might not get my money back, but we're gonna take a chance that we're gonna get this 1.8 million dollars back. I'm sure they have tax write-offs that they can use to
One of the things that
do that too.
One of the things that your city council members in their wisdom have done is that they made sure that the language of any agreement definitely specifies that not 1 cent of Winsboro's money is going to be used. And so, yeah, they're going to have to use their own venture capital.
Well, I understand that, but I just would believe they're gonna have to get a lot more out of this than 1.8 million now. Because they'd be the actual ones building it.
So, I mean, they definitely plan on making a profit
I
on it.
don't know about who's gonna build it, because that'll be contracted out stuff, I'm sure. But, say that again?
Yeah, but he said they would get the money. In other words, they're gonna pay the feasibility study first out of the money.
That they get.
Get it.
That's-
But I tell y'all too,
I got you.
hard times, and our federal government's broke, our state government is broke. It may be hard to come up with that money. I can only pray.
Well, if they're gonna take a chance in losing their money,
Any
then
other
let 'em.
questions? Yes, sir.
Well, I agree with you. Let 'em. That's a lot of money.
See, a lot of those details have to be worked out between the council, us, we'd have to work.
Well, there
those
was
out.
something in the paper about annexing.
Well, let me explain this about annexation. Like I said, annexation can be innovatively done.
I know exactly what I've worked in Monroe, and I know what they annexed. They annexed one building inside the city limits of Monroe from Richmond. I mean, a building the size of this, and it's right there on Highway 15. I know all about that, but I'm asking if that is brought into Winsboro and we get city taxes and all that added to us down there, are we going to get city water, city sewer, gas lines? I mean, all we're going to do is get our taxes raised up.
Become part of the city.
Yeah, what are we going to get out of side the lake behind our house if some of us don't even want?
I'm quite sure, and I'm quite sure that if you're annexed into the city, if per chance you were, yeah, you're going to get the benefits of being a part of the city.
That's a big
And
expense.
You're gonna get the benefit of paying taxes.
See, I moved out of the city limits so I could have the dogs and the cats and the horses
Yeah.
and the things that I wanted. I don't want to
And
be
if
in the
it's-
city
And
limits.
that's one of the reasons that's one of the reasons why we're having the feasibility study.
Yeah.
Is because to find out you don't want to be annexed, then more than likely there is a way not to annex you. And like you said, you've been in Monroe, you understand that. I'm quite sure there's a way to move around and leave your property out of it. I don't know, I haven't looked at any maps or anything, but
Well, y'all were talking about if you bring it into the city limits, it'd be fishing and hunting. No, it won't. You can't hunt in the city limits. You can't fire a firearm in the city limits. So a lot of that's hunting property down there. A lot of the landowners, I own property down there. I hunt on my property. That's gone.
well, one of the things that can be done, and this much I do know, is that area can become a set aside for that. That can be done by the city council. So I'm glad. I mean, that's all a part of it. I mean, of course, there are going to be some things that are going to have to be worked out. But that's all about